So the goal for this project is to put in a outlet right here. I want to measure out how far from here I can actually get from the end of this pipe. So I'm right at about 17 and a quarter, which gives me a good reference for when I go outside. This to be at roughly 17 right here. I have this pinned up here, so when I drill this in, this thing will go straight. I'm going to put a pilot hole right dead center in the middle. Alright, come here. Now I know where this is going to go and be mounted to, so that'll be the next step. I hate these little tabs they give you. I think they're just the worst. These things, I don't want to deal with them. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill a couple holes right here, and then I don't have to worry about it. I can just zip this in with some screws, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to attach this in here like this. Okay, tighten this up. All right, so go ahead and put the end caps on, the ones that I'm not using, which is so spiders can't come in here and live, although they're going to do their best to try to anyway. Make sure that's tightened up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 screws in here, and I'm going to caulk this so no water can get in. All right, here we go. Okay, so the next thing to do is to get this siliconed up so no water can get in. I have some clear sealant from a project that I did before, so I'm going to go ahead and be pretty generous with this stuff. And this is paintable later if I want it to be. I'm going to put a little dab of sealant here, here on these holes, so when the screw goes through them, I don't have to worry about that coming through, any water getting in, which I don't want water in the garage or in the outlet, obviously. Push this in here. All right, now I left a gap here so I can come in with my silicone. Put a nice bead. If I had put it too close, it wouldn't have taken. So, right here, I'll come along down the sides. All right, this is waterproofed and tight and ready for some electrical. So let's go ahead and do that on the inside of the garage. So it might be hard to see in the video, but what I can do is this can go right to the back of here. So I'll bring this out. I'm going to attach this with a, I'm going to put this on here. So all I just need is a really short piece of conduit that'll go into here. We'll be good to go. So I pop a piece of conduit in here. Gauge how far I actually need it to go, right about to here. So this is the piece that I need. It's really, really small. So I'll go ahead and cut this. Now that I know that's the right length, come in here, twist this in. I'm going to come here, tighten this on. One of my favorite tools. I'll link it in the description. So now this is in. So now I'm going to put a couple screws in here to hold this in. Now pipe some conduit down here. So the process of getting the conduit here is always different depending on the job. So I basically mapped it out before I got started and then drilled and cut as needed. You can see here my load center is really close to here. So it was real easy to try to do this with just a couple pieces of conduit. Cut it. I had one coupler in there to make the process a bit easier. So the next part here, I am going to get this wired up, and I want to show you why I put that box back to back instead of using Romex or something like that. And it comes down to this. What I have noticed when I've put these in, when I install these with the GFCI, I cannot bend this back, especially if I need a wire nut for the grounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this in and then feed this through to the box that I have on the other side, and from there then I can go ahead and leave my pigtails. And if this ever gets pulled back out, there'll be plenty of wire on the other side that it can pull through, and I'll show you that on the other side when I get to that point. Let's go ahead and get started on this. First thing I'm gonna do is get my ground in there. Now I'm going to push this one through, so this ground connection will be made in the other side. And I'll pull that through in a little bit. Get the ground here, set in. Strip this back, grab here, hook. Put this through here. All right, got a nice good connection here. Now we'll get the neutral. We'll get the neutral and the hot. I'm using black as the hot here, white as the neutral. I could use red if I needed to, but I don't have to. Now on these, there is a line and a load. I'm not protecting anything after this, which I will explain in there. So you have to make sure you tie to the load. And you can always kind of tell the load is typically tied tight, but the line is loose. So these are really nice. They say white and hot. So you can just push this in here. Make sure no copper is showing. Tighten this down, give it a little tug. Come in here with the black. Tie this in. That's like the perfect strip right there. Tighten this down. Now, what I can do is feed all, and I don't have to worry about any wire nuts or anything like that, which I have personally found to be one of the hardest things. Now, some people will say, should I tape this up? And boy, that is a conversation which will get people really talking on the internet. I actually have a video on that I'll link in the description. So I'm not doing it anymore. I used to be a big believer because that's the way I was taught. But now I have been a convert that it is not required, it is not needed anymore. And later on, you can come back and it will gummy it up. So I don't like that. So I have this, I'm going to put this on top so it can flip out like this. I can come out the side or out the bottom, whichever way kind of works the best for my situation. I'll probably come out the bottom here. There are little slides like here, right here, that you can take out when you want to run the wire through there. This gives you a nice little loop that you can run out. I think what I'm going to do is make this so it comes up like this. Pop that in here. Now it goes up and down. Perfect. So this part of the job is now done. We need to go inside and we can wrap up the rest of it. Finish running this. So I have a couple of things happening here that I want to make sure I'm clear on. So when I had turned the camera off, I ended up piping in this extra box here because I wanted an outlet here for my Wi-Fi system that I want to tie into because I have an Ethernet cord here. But maybe I'll talk about that at the end of the video if you're interested. Right now I'm going to run a line from this box into this junction box that I've created. I got a black, a white, and a red. I want to be careful here as I'm doing this to make sure that I control these lines all the time. I'm going to set this up and I'm going to show you how I wire it in. So the first thing I do is pop in the circuit breaker and then figure out where I want to trace the wires. Now I like to take my wires and stick them behind any wires that are there, so it's just easier for the next guy. But I typically will run the ground first and make sure the length is correct. This time the length is on the left-hand side. Then after that, I'll start to bring up the neutral, and I try to put my neutral as close to the breaker as possible so it's easy to see and find that relationship. After that, I'll bring the red, tucking it behind the wire, stripping it back, and making a good solid connection. All right, so I'm going to run these all. I'm going to snip these down to be 6 inches from the box. Usually I don't get my tape measure out, but I thought for this one I will. So here's 6 inches right here, basically lined up with this green one. Come here, snip them down. And again, this is just a junction box, so I'm not uber worried about it. But I want to explain what I'm doing and why I put these boxes back to back. Okay? So the first one that I'm going to do is the ground. So let me strip these really quick. All right, so I'm going to tie this to the back to the box. Strip this. Make a hook. Grab the green wire, grab the green grounding screw. What I like to do just to make my life easier is to come in here and give this a pinch so it won't fall out. Then what I do is I grab a hex driver, in this case in my 11-in-1, come in here, scoot these to the side, grab the threaded hole, bring my hex driver in, bring this to here, snip it, strip it. I'm not putting an outlet here, so I can just come in here, wire these nuts together. Some people like to use green, and I do too, green wire nuts when they have them. I don't have any right now, so that's not something I can do. So these twisted together, give it a pull test, we're good to go. Now, going to come in here, tie the neutrals together, strip these out. All right, I always use the red if I can, especially with 12 gauge. That makes it a little bit easier. These are twisted in good. Come here, push these together. Tie them. A lot of people will twist these together with a set of Kleins. I find that is good. It's a good practice, and a lot of people do it. But when I'm just doing simple stuff like this, as long as they twist together and I give them the tug test, everything should be good. So now I am ready to test this out. I'm going to come over, kick the breaker, I'm going to push in the reset button. My meter's downstairs and I didn't want to feel like going to grab it, so I had my grinder, which is a 120 plug, so everything's good here. Awesome. The next steps are to go inside and cover everything up, put everything away. This is steps I use to install an exterior outlet to my garage, and this will be helped to do yard work and to help power my chicken coop. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button.